Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Greg Casar, and I am proud to be whip of the largest progressive caucus in congressional history. And as part of my job, I asked our members where they stood on this dangerous and manufactured crisis. We usually give a few days to respond, but I can tell y'all that within minutes, we were hearing from the overwhelming majority of our members that they would not stand idly by while Kevin McCarthy and the most extreme Republicans threaten to strip the savings of millions of people from our community, threaten millions of jobs, finance tax cuts for their billionaire buddies by depriving Americans of food and health care. We simply will not stand for it. Starting from day one, progressives have been the most consistent voices defending working families from Republican hostage-taking. From day one, progressives have consistently been speaking out about how dangerous it is that one of the two political parties in America, the Republicans, are willing to threaten the global economy over trying to win tax cuts for billionaires. That's scary. This is serious. Many people are talking about this as if it's just a typical daily disagreement between pundits and politicians. This is not a simple political disagreement. This is not a simple political disagreement. This is a dire crisis for everyday people in America. Every single person sitting here in this room. You could lose your savings. Your sibling could lose their job. Your kids could lose their house. People are going to lose their health care. For what? Because the Republicans have taken over. Kevin McCarthy refuses to stand up to Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene, and he is threatening the global economy, and it seems like he doesn't even mind if we go into default because Donald Trump has said, do a default. They believe that they can burn the entire House down and blame it on the firefighters. And what the Progressive Caucus is here standing together to say is, we will not let that stand. Speaker McCarthy has given up his love of community, his love of country, and has replaced that with a love of corporate contributions. Matt Gaetz said the quiet part out loud and called the American people his hostages, the American economy his hostages. So what do we do about it? First, we have to tell it like it is. And then second, we need the American people to know what it is. The American people have to hear and understand that millions of their jobs are on the line. Millions of people's health care is on the line. So how do we get out of this? If you listen to the lies from the Republicans, they say we have two choices. One, go into the first American default in American history and have millions of people lose their jobs. Or two, slash Medicare, slash Social Security, finance this on the backs of working people and leave the billionaires untouched. But we are not falling for that false choice. It is up to us now, elected leaders of conscience in this body alongside the American people to say, no, we're not going to take either of those two options. Instead, we can work with the Republicans to reduce the deficit by repealing the Trump tax scam. Let's have the billionaires and the mega corporations finally pay their fair share. Or if we want to avoid economic catastrophe, we don't need many Republicans. There's over 200 of them. We just need 5 of them. 5 of them to do what we have done nearly 100 times in the last couple of generations. Just 5. Instead of folks asking how are progressives going to get us out of this mess, just ask, are there 5 Republicans that are willing to stop holding the American economy hostage? And if the Republicans insist on economic ruin, progressives have stood strong that we are not going to sit by and allow the Republicans to push us into default. And that's why we will support President Biden in following his constitutional duties to make sure the American bills continue to be paid. We will not let Speaker McCarthy burn the House to the ground and then try to get away with blaming the firefighters. We will also not get out of this if the Republicans continue to get away with saying that this is about some spending here or there when it is about them holding the economy for hostage. So I will be clear. Working families will not be taken hostage. Progressives will continue standing strong, and we will do everything we can to hold them accountable for what they're doing.